Like that. What?
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the PDXDOPE Live podcast. And yes, I'm your host, Mr. Ray Nelson Jr., aka Double R the Rockstar, aka Eddie Murphy in the building. Go ahead and get everybody introduced. We have Eddie LaBelle in the building. We have Miss Clarissa in the building. And tonight we got my man Jermaine Mason in the building. We have, last but not least, Mr. Elijah Jackson. What's happening, y'all?
Happy Friday.
Absolutely. Happy motherfucking Friday, y'all.
The best day. Best day if you work Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Some people's Mondays is today. That would suck.
You ain't lying.
Jax, what's good?
What's up with you, man?
Oh man, taking it a day at a time.
Shit. Well, Scooty won't be in today. He's with family right now, dealing with some things. Renaud is probably laid up. Shout out to him. Haven't got any word or anything's going with him, so I'd assume that he's hanging out with his love. So we're gonna go ahead and salute him out though. But he gets no passes because he lucky he didn't show up, because I got this video he posted and I want to share with everybody.
I think you should share it anyway.
I just might do that later.
I think you should share it anyway.
So I'm gonna let the suspense build up. Hey man, gotta love it though, man. Anyway, man, what's good though? What's on the table? What y'all got to talk about? We freestyling today. Got a ton of stories to talk about, but we're gonna bounce it around. You guys got anything you want to talk about? We can talk about that. One thing I do want to kind of touch on is Club Shay Shay and Club Shay Shay's meteoric rise in the podcasting space, and the controversy that's beginning to bubble behind his podcast. And I think we kind of talked about this a little bit. Elijah brought this up, and it's been something that's been talked about on the internet. If you guys have been paying attention, they're saying that his podcast is messy and that it's a podcast of controversy. So you guys see Monique was on there, right? We're going to talk about her too. Her situation on the podcast, and have you guys heard about her son?
Oh yeah, her son
responded.
Yeah, he had lots to say.
He did. I'm thinking about playing a video to see but I'm scared to YouTube.
You don't own the rights to those videos. I mean, to that, you're just playing it. Shit, it's already out there. I haven't been online at all this week. My week has been packed from before sunup to way beyond sundown. So, what did her son say? Whether you saw the video or not.
Son, they don't talk or speak or anything.
He said they have no. They don't. Neither one of them want to be each other. She don't want to be his mama, and he don't want to be her son. Well, they're not the first family with that issue. And then he went on to say, once she married her daddy and had kids with him, then basically he no longer mattered. He said she married her daddy.
Right.
Yeah, he was going in a little bit like, oh, okay, nigga.
I mean, so how old is he?
He's
grown. He on his own. He's a comedian himself.
So, what is he? What is he seeking? I mean, to me, it's like you a grown man, you know, and you know, if you don't have a certain relationship with your mama or whatever the case may be, you know, you've been living your life, you know, quiet. Nobody ever, you know, knew who you were. While you know, why now? You wanna? Oh, she wasn't this and she wasn't out. You know, you trying to get some cash app money. You know, I mean, you know, like what you doing?
Elijah, have you heard anything about this or seen that video?
I've heard about it, but I didn't watch the video. I didn't pay really too much attention to it.
Well, for me, it was like you were nobody. Nobody. I didn't even know she had a fucking son. See, except for the twins she had.
Don't they got 3 kids? Her and Sydney.
Yeah. So I didn't know. But I only knew that she had the babies, the twins or whatever. I didn't know nothing about nothing else. And I didn't even know she had an older son. So, like, nigga, I didn't even know you existed until this video came out about you responding. So, I mean, like,
he a grown man with mama issues.
That's what it sounds like.
So, all right, let me see. I'm pulling up. I'm trying. Let me find a spot where he's talking or whatever. But yeah, he said some interesting things though about his life though. But that's a good point though. What do you want? You know, whatever. But I think
why ain't he just telling his story like everybody else was just telling their story?
No. Man. My thing is this: you're a grown man and you're on TV whining about, or you're on social media whining about your
I'm
mama.
with you, Jermaine. But my thing was last week when I was talking about all these motherfuckers going on here with a tell-all, Corinne Steffens tell-all books. I was saying everybody was like,
Corinne Steffens.
This is their truth. This is their story. And so why doesn't he get the same pass?
They're celebrities. He's a family member. It's a difference.
It's still his story.
He's a family member, man. It's a difference. He clout chasing.
I mean, I think anybody doing
celebrities get interviewed. Family members normally
somebody want to interview him.
If a family member is getting interviewed, or if the nigga in the background is getting interviewed, they trying to cutthroat you, or they trying to make their own way.
Well, he did do it on live. He didn't go on no show.
Yeah, he did his on the live, Instagram live.
Yeah, but he trust me, he trying to get set up, get flown out somewhere so that he can spill some more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm pretty sure all of them wanted views with their interview.
You said what?
So I'm pretty sure everybody that did an interview wanted views and wanted to gain monetarily from it.
It's short-lived.
Of course they do.
It's short-lived, but I just think, you know, in his part, you know, it's tacky.
I think all that shit tacky.
You know,
it was cool when Kat did it because it was kind of organic, like. But now it seems like everybody's trying to recreate that moment, like.
It'll never happen.
I think that I think that, but also I think that I mean we always have heard, you know, crazy stories about things happening in Hollywood and the entertainment business and what that's like to be, you know, in that business. But there was never like really no proof or no one was really just coming out just saying stuff. So, and now it's like people are like coming out saying, hey man, like these things really do happen. You know, these parties really do happen and, you know, people really get, you know, and you know how it is just growing up and how it is people getting manipulated all day long. So, I mean, it's just crazy now that all of a sudden the people that you thought was, I thought they was this, and you find out that they doing some other stuff.
Shout out to Ebony and Pam in the building.
I mean, this is just like in history. I think this is like the first time it's just out there right now. Everyone is just like, well, if you done did something or I done seen you did something, I'm getting ready to tell on you.
So I find it unique. My video was in response to my mother and not her husband, but yet he still had the most to say, which isn't uncommon. I also find it unfortunate that my mother does not seem to speak on her own. The only two worlds that I know where daddy is used is for children speaking with their fathers and women acknowledging their pimps. Her husband starts off by literally doing the very thing that I said that they would do, which honestly kind of made me feel as though their response was ironic because they validate my original video. Either A, she has some newfound moment of clarity, or B, she retreats back to daddy. In her retreat back to him, though, he does not acknowledge what I did say, but instead begins to create a new narrative of things that I did not say, which negates the effects of a response video. The two of you essentially created a new video rather than actually respond to what was actually said. You also brought up my father. My father, though, is not doing interviews talking about me. In quick regards to the three sons comment, under the context in which your husband was speaking, by your rationale, Ma, he should have easily had no problem saying four sons, especially since you say he knew me before I knew me. The two of you can sometimes come off as seekers of weak levels of empathy from others while at the same time sidestepping any accountability that one may need to take. To attempt to address what I said to another man while also trying to make your wife victim number one has nothing to do. My father did not need you to speak for him. You're her daddy, not his. My mother has been speaking on our relationship for years. So to imply that only one side of a story was told when there are several articles and interviews throughout the internet discussing my strained relationship with her, filled with quotes from your wife speaking directly about me while also providing vague context and downplaying the impact of an uninterested mother. I am 33 years old and have had ample opportunity to go to the media and tell some BS story for a BS amount of money, but instead I am on TikTok expressing my feelings for free. If the two of them were paying attention, I literally explained in my first video why I am responding using TikTok. And I should not have to repeat myself. My mother also states there are some people that are saying, oh, you should be ashamed of your mothering skills. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is what I say. Let's let it play out. Because the same ones that were saying, oh, I was crazy, I was deranged, we watched it play out. So just like with my son, we're going to watch this play out. First of all, who the hell is we if it ain't you and I reconciling our relationship? Second of all, it's power in a word. Nobody is playing, but I can understand why you would use that word specifically. As you stated in the Club Shay Shay interview, you had the mentality of a 15-year-old child. You required a man to raise you, and you were acting like a little girl. These are your words. It doesn't matter what context I have them in. This is how you thought of yourself as a grown adult who was someone's mother. Last time I checked, Monique fans, a 15-year-old grown adult who acts like a child but is in search of their daddy, they don't typically make efficient parents. But hey, I could be wrong. On a more serious note, to sit there and allow your daddy to address my mental health in a weak attempt to pass my response off as a moment is disturbing and insulting to those of us who do have mental health issues. The way I presented myself was no different than my mother and her daddy presented themselves when addressing D.L. Hughley. And her precious sweet babies ate it up. DL is wrong because he's so loud. Mo and daddy are right because they're so calm. But I, for some reason, don't get the same energy. To simply try to call me crazy is dismissive and cowardice. Attacking somebody's mental status is a clear sign that you have zero to stand on. Furthermore, what kind of person still has a text message from their wife's son that is over 2 years old, still in their phone, saved just for the purpose of re-showing it to him? What I specifically remember about that message is that at the end of it, you said something along the lines of, if you don't respond, I understand. I could care less about what your message was about. But for you to say in the message, if you don't respond, I understand, why was it then that when you and I did speak, after that message was sent, the first question out of your mouth is, hey man, how come you didn't respond to my text message? I found that to be very unique, but I did not need an explanation on how to speak to women or.
All right, so that's some of the shit that he was saying. So to give you some kind of context.
So what's wrong with what he did? Like, so she spoke on him, he responded. He's telling his side of the story.
Kind of like how Kat did when they went on Shay Shay. And
he just saw
he's just showing that she's always presenting herself as a victim, and she ain't always the fucking victim. I don't understand.
He's soft. That's his mama. He's soft. That's his mama. He on live talking about his mama. Whether he get money or not.
Talking about she on shows talking about him.
Listen, man. What she said, Shay asked her about the relationship, and she just said that, and that was it. I didn't even know who he was
Well, no, what he
No
said
one
was she's
still
been on
knew who
several
he
platforms
was.
speaking about their relationship.
And
No
several
one
articles
still
on the
knew
internet.
who he was. I mean, if you giving him a pass to go on live and talk about his mama, just say
No. But what I'm
But-
saying
but-
is,
but he-
I'm not giving him a pass. I'm saying she doesn't get a pass if he does. Is what I'm saying. Neither one of them should get a pass. Is what I'm saying.
no one knows who he was though.
She mentioned him exactly. So if no one knows who she is, why is she
She said
constantly
his name.
talking about him
She
in the
said
media?
his full name.
I
I
couldn't
don't
tell you.
remember
She
that.
said his first and last name.
No, she just said
Because
it's
I didn't
her
know
son.
his first and last name to know who he was, to look him up, to
And
know
we still
to know
don't.
about any of this. That's what I'm
We
saying.
still don't.
It's
We
Shalom.
know he's her son, and we know
Listen,
that he's the son
by
that
him
she's
going
talking
on
about
TikTok,
negatively
let
in the media.
everybody know who he was. Is what I'm saying. No one, the only people that
I
know
didn't
who
know
he
who he
was
was.
his cousins and the people that's close to him. Other than
No,
that,
but listen,
the
though,
world
but hold
didn't
on,
know
but hold
who he
on,
was.
but here's the thing, though. But one thing he said that's pointing in that is that he went on the TikTok and all that shit. He could have blasted her out and been, shitting on her, and getting paid for it,
getting paid for it, yeah.
And sabotaging her career about this shit. If if he was feeling like that, he was simply responding to what she said.
And I agree with
What
you,
he
Jermaine. Yeah, but here's the thing: like, there's two sides of that. Like, yeah, okay, nigga, you want to play with me? I'm not doing this to get no money, but bitch, you hurt my feelings, and I'm hurt, and this is how I'm gonna respond. And so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got some mommy issues, but you know what? Fuck you, bitch. I'm about to blast you.
No, I don't. No.
He said what he said.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going. Listen,
you know, our mamas would have never.
Me and my mama if me and my mama got issues, that's me and my mama's issues. That ain't for the world. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, and that's just as me as being a man.
But she
I agree 1,000%.
That's me as being a man. I don't care what my mama do. That's me as being a man. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to my mama. I'm not gonna do that. So
I see your point.
That's each his own. Each his own.
No.
I don't care what my mama
did. And in the premise, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, if that's what he chose to do, or whatever, that's him. What I'm saying is, she shouldn't be absolved. She's just like you as a father. You're not gonna go on and online and platforms and trash your child, right?
I would look at it this way. I would look at it as clearly, I don't think he's married or got kids or
he said he got a
with
kid.
The elaborate,
yeah,
he has a kid.
Is he married or anything?
I really don't know that about him, so I'm not going to say. But I know
he's got a baby, a little girl.
That's a long, elaborate.
Ordeal, man. But the thing is that for somebody that it was something that was important for him to want to say, because he wrote that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Of course he did.
He wrote that shit out so that he can be on point.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's just sensitive, man. That's all I'm saying. He's sensitive about the situation. That's his mama, man, and he on TikTok talking about his mama on TikTok because he's sensitive about it. And he just ran it for like 30 minutes, man, 40 minutes. Like he had a real therapy session. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes that's what people need to get to reconcile their issues. And that's what he said. This was his second response.
I guess the first one. Let the world know.
Hey man, mom already did that, man.
Period. The world would know who none of them are if she wouldn't spoke about it.
Because to me personally, it's like this. It even goes deeper than that. For me, it's like this. If you I think one of you guys had just mentioned that if you're as a parent, you know what I'm saying, a star even, those things are supposed to be sacred, and held to a certain standard where you don't. A lot of the movie stars don't know their kids' names, or like Cat Williams or something like that, and you don't mention the shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got those issues, but as a star, but she's using it as a way to reflect on herself and her journey, and then she's bringing out shit about her kid, and then what he's pointing out, how you feel, how he responded is one thing, but he's just pointing out like you not who you say you are, but you sitting up there putting my name and talking about the estranged relationship, and as if it's his fault now because he won't come to terms or deal with them or something. You know, I don't know. I mean, I mean, you just don't say nothing when you a star and you got kids.
Can I ask you a question, Jermaine? Would it have been different if it was his daddy?
You said what?
Would it be different if it was his daddy?
No, it wouldn't be no different. It wouldn't be no different.
Well, because a lot of times we see, I think, because you see a lot of times though, a lot of men will they have issues with their fathers and they talk about it publicly.
Yeah, and I do see this. So I think the one thing is when people talk about it, and it's another thing because of, like, I think a lot of people are relating it to them. So they're like, well, if my mama did it. So, and it's like, that person is not going out saying their name, right? So you will have to do like extensive research to figure out like who is who and what is what in relation. Because people talk about like, oh, well, my drunk uncle, he used to do this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? You can have 4 or 5 uncles. You don't know who is what. You know what I'm saying? The family know who that uncle is. But what I'm saying is that, but listen, no, what I'm saying is the world don't know. Is what I'm saying is the world.
But enough people know though.
In this day and age, though, it's different though with social media. Yeah. Just the ability for him to go out and say what he said. It's easy to find information on people these days. People do it all the time.
People
it wasn't as easy
back in. People got 3 kids or whatever, man, and they give characteristics of this kid and that kid or whatever else or whatever, and you know, you just got to figure out which one it is. Like,
I'm just saying. My point is that
you
don't say nothing. You ain't supposed to say shit about it.
It's just not that deep. To me, it's not that deep.
I mean, you know, it's the conversation piece. It is to a certain extent, though, because it's like what he's responding to really, though, most is a lot. And he pointed that out in the interview. I mean, in his little thing he was doing is that like how people responded to defend her or whatever, you know, and kind of putting some clarity to that. At least that's what I got from it. And I mean, you watch the whole thing. I mean, I understand it. So. But like I said, she's not like I'm with Jackson in terms of she's not absolved of it. I mean, you talked about it, you know. I hear what you're saying, Jermaine. Nobody really knows, but people do know. You know what I'm saying? They know it's not that hard to find out who her son is, especially today. If this was back in the days, like you mentioned earlier, then I get that. But you know, usually, and even still, it wasn't in the media like it's able to be like today. You know. And
right.
So
I mean, what I had seen on her was, you know, her saying that she wasn't a good parent. You know, I seen her say that. I heard her say that she wasn't a good parent. Mm-hmm. That she wanted to be famous more than she wanted to be a parent, more than she wanted to be a mom. So she did say that. This is what I heard her say. You know, yeah. So I mean. If a person is acknowledging that and just saying that, like, hey, I was not a good parent to my first child. You know, I was chasing stardom. I wasn't thinking about.
But no. I don't think it's about what her saying. I mean, she's honest to that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that her son. I mean, he acknowledges it too because he's the one son that has no relationship with. And I think basically what he's just ultimately saying, keep it a buck. I mean, that's what I get from it. Keep it a buck. If you're going to talk about it, you know, keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And I think.
I mean, I don't know what more. I mean, I don't know what more you want a motherfucker to say. I mean,
no. I mean, in terms of no. In terms of their relationship, if you're going to mention me and that's being estranged. And all that, keep that a buck, how that really happened. And I don't think that she's doing that when she's explaining how she wasn't a good parent of this, and that, or whatever. And he's like, he ain't blasted.
He's not giving people also people want examples.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And so for him, it's like, wait a minute, hold up. This is how this really went. You was this type of motherfucker. You sent me to bed with no dinner. You was fucking a nigga on the couch right in front of me. You know, shit like that. I'm not saying that's what happened. That's just me adding it. the 0 to the 2 to the
20
10.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
he's
I'm
saying
just
is
saying,
she's not mentioning it to be contrite. She's mentioning it to gain empathy and
right,
to push her narrative.
right, and that's
And you don't get to use my pain to get empathy and push your fucking
his
narrative.
mental health and all that type of shit, though. So it's deeper. It is that deep when you think about those things. This dude is minding his own motherfucking business, and then you got people that do know, like you said, contacting him, calling. You see your mom on the you hearing? You got to hear this shit, deal with it, whatever. You know, he deal with it. I mean, you would do it different. I would do it different. Who knows? But some people, that's how they get down now. This is the tools that they have available to them. If not, it would have been years ago. It would have been him writing something, a letter to an editor or some shit, and then them, deciding if they was gonna play it or not.
I mean, it ain't no different than Tupac's daddy on there now talking about, I wasn't a good father. And nigga, are you really saying that because you're trying to be contrite, or are you trying to get? You see what I'm saying? Like, nigga, shut up. Like,
that's what know you until that nigga was. We didn't know you until that nigga got shot.
Why you got to put your hand in the choke motion? Like, nigga, shut up. Like, why you got to do that?
Because that nigga was irritated by that shit.
Why you got to do that? I had you with that one, boy. I tell you, you got to.
Oh man, we got people that popped in. Okay, on Instagram, shout out Stephanie Stonehouse. It's CK Blanchard in the building, Alina in the building, Aaron in the building, Ebony, Patrice Bradford in the building, Fudge the Great in the building, and Mr. Risk Taker joined. Welcome. But yeah. So anyway, Monique, yeah, man. So no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what both of y'all saying or whatever. I hear what all y'all saying. I just think that I ain't gonna just write the little nigga off. I feel like he has some validity in some of the things he was saying. And what did you see what D.L. Hughley said?
My thing is this: if you gonna say it, say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he did that was a big old thing. I mean, if you gonna say it, just say it. You know what I mean?
Just spit it out,
get
nigga.
to the point.
Spit it out.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear all that. That's too long for me. You know what I mean?
That nigga was irritated with the nigga because he
tell
was
me what she
look.
If you want to tell some,
just spit it out, nigga.
Tell us. You know what I'm saying? Or don't say nothing at all.
He was trying to give reasoning for why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And to show it wasn't a clout chase move. He was just saying, I'm sick of her telling this false narrative to the story, to the media over and over again.
He was, I have to give him credit though, man, because it was long, I know, but he was being
Jax,
clear.
You just said that in 10 seconds. You just said that in 10 seconds.
Shit. Hey man, look, that's funny though. But for real though, man, my man, or anyway, Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay.
Shay Shay.
Shay Shay. Shay Shay. What the fuck? Anyway, so Jax, you said that Club Shay Shay is now become a cloud chaser type of a podcast, a drama podcast. What do you think about the situation with him and Mike Epps? Have you guys heard anything about that?
I seen the little picture of them shaking hands after they was talking all that shit to each other, old ass niggas.
Yeah. Did you see any of that?
Great with cleats on their feet.
Clara said she ain't been on all week, so
yeah, it definitely wasn't gonna fight.
No, but Shannon Sharp said, "I'm gonna see you."
And Mike F said it too. He said, "Well, nigga, you ain't." He said, "I don't fight, nigga. I pop." He did something look like he was shooting motion. I'm like, "Oh, these niggas is tripping."
What y'all drinking tonight? I'm drinking this Cosmopolitan. This is in a box.
I'm drinking this
Cosmopolitan. It's in a box. This is a drink. One drink.
Some coffee.
Courtesy of Kay, my employee. She brought me three of them actually. I drank the other one. It was espresso martini. Drink that, and then this one is tequila with natural flavors. If you guys can see that, hold on. I don't know this camera. Oh, hello. Oh, there I am. Well, you can't see it. Anyway, I don't know. The background screen is kind of fucking it up. So, but it's in a box just like this. You tear the end and you pour it in your drink. So I got my ice right here, and I'm gonna pour up. So. Don't want to make a mess. Oh shit! God damn it! And I didn't even want to drink this one first.
I think it's in order. He gonna drink them in.
Yeah, well, I wanted the Cosmopolitan, but I guess I can cool down with the. I done spilled that shit all on my mouse and shit.
Well, you don't know why in a minute you can't do nothing.
No, it ain't. I mean, it's strong though.
Yeah, but Shannon Sharp knew better to go to Indianapolis talking shit anyway. Like, you in the wrong place to be talking crazy to that man if that was his intention.
That's it right there.
And
I don't.
If he got an issue, he better find somewhere else to address it. He didn't want to address it there.
Hey, he told Chad to shut up. He said, "You look like you got milked up with no eyebrows." He told that nigga. He said, "Nigga, we see you get your ass whooped by the white boy on TV." I was like, "You gotta be, y'all can't be out there trying to sting on motherfucking comedians, bro, because it's easy. It's easy work for them niggas." He was just leaning back.
You do it for real, man.
Yeah, he was leaning back and just chilling, like, just on, in his bed or something on his phone, bro. Tom, he was like, "What's this I hear about Club Shay Shay talking about he gonna do something?" He's like, "Man, I don't do no fight." He said, "The only other option is blank, 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 or some shit like that." He said, "I'm gonna be in Indianapolis, and you're gonna be in Indianapolis for the All-Star game. And I'm gonna see you." He was like, "Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? You gonna come to my hometown and you gonna just whoop my ass?" Which it kind of looked like Club Shay Shay will put them things on him, but looks can be deceiving, but
not in Indianapolis.
No, I mean,
I will say this. I mean, since they're both celebrities, they have their security and things like that around and stuff like that. But in most cases, when they're both celebrities like that, they can brush. They'll be able to like walk past each other and do things like that or whatever. Or I'm like have a conversation or whatever the case may. Like that stuff happens a lot. For the entourage and things like that, that's more or less of keeping them away. But when it comes to that artist and whatever, if they want to be next to somebody, well, they can go be next to somebody if they want to.
Right.
You see Chris Brown and
he can put his hands on you. Not saying that he won't suffer the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that.
No, but that's what Jackson's saying, nigga. You could try it, but you gonna pound the flesh, nigga, or your life. That's like somebody saying they come into Portland that they ain't even from here. I don't give a fuck. They from Cali, whatever, whatever, the toughest town, Chicago, whatever, and they think they can come here and say, "Oh, I'm finna fuck you up." Really? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna know when a nigga touch down and all that type of. It's just like it's the craziest thing, man. But it was just kind of, like, stop it, Shannon. You making too much bread to be worried about this type of shit. He got touched because he was calling him zesty, and he's Absolutely. Like he said he looked like Medea. He said that nigga.
And Mike Epps is big too.
He said he said he looked like Big Frida. He said he looked like Big Frida. I said, "Oh no,
Netta." He was talking about Netta. You know that new one they talking about Netta and his child.
He said Big Frida. Didn't he? He said Big
Frida.
Did he say Big Frida? I'm thinking about something else then.
He said Big Frida, nigga. Like he said, "Man," he says, "I ain't saying you gay, but you was looking sus." He said, "Man, tell me you put a wig on him, you don't look like Medea." He was going in, bro. Like, and I was just like, and just like, "Oh, you can get the jokes, I'm gay." And Shannon was like, defending himself. But Ocho was, that's his partner, so he was side busting. He started to call me something. And then they had another show the next night. And it's just like, we talked, we text, we kind of talked or whatever. And Dad was like, "Oh man, I just got me some new black Air Force Ones and some fatigues. I was ready, or whatever." And I'm like, "Man, stop instigating, bro." So do you think this is what the new norm is for Club Shay Shay?
Probably.
What you say?
No.
You think this is going to be what he's doing going forward? Do you think he's going to be able to dial it back, keep the same type of momentum, and be successful?
I know I don't want to watch a fucking tell-all book every episode.
But that's what an interview is, though.
No, it ain't.
I mean, Barbara Walters.
For a good
Man,
interview, yes,
I don't
it
give a
is.
fuck what y'all talking about. There's a whole bunch of interviews, especially when we talking about in the entertainment business, that doesn't have to fucking gear towards. I mean, now you can touch on subjects, but for that to be the bulk of your content, like I agree to disagree.
So if you look at like the big people, like I said, like Barbara Walters, you gotta look at like Larry King, Howard Stern,
They
Oprah
don't even
at one
interview the same
time.
type of fucking people.
So you
What'd you say?
said what?
They don't even interview the same type of people.
I mean, well, what he does, sports guys and comedians so far, and actors.
Right. So
I mean,
but out of that, what I'm saying, out of that, those people ask tough questions. They ask questions that most people don't normally answer, and that's why people go to those people too. Is because of the
I get all of that. You know what I'm saying? And again, I mean, there's interviews. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't touch on fucking subjects that may be deemed controversial or that people may want to know some more information about, but there's so much more shit you can talk about. I mean, I watch fucking interviews all the time, and prior to Cat Williams' interview, this was not fucking. Shannon Sharp was not known for fucking having a whole bunch of controversial shit on his show.
It's controversial people.
Yes. Controversial people.
That's been really the only
controversial things. Is what I'm saying, but that wasn't the focus. Now, and again, and this is my opinion. Since that show, that's been what the fucking conversation in the show has been geared towards. That's me.
I think that's been the response to some of the shows. I mean,
did you see Drewski's
just recently?
Yeah,
I seen part of it.
So, what did you think about that? Did you think that was controversial, or he was talking about something crazy and wild, or what? Or what about Country Wayne?
He tried. He touched on me. He touched on some shit, but I mean, again, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, you think about Cat Williams. I mean, first of all, we got to. It's the person, right? So you have Cat Williams who had all these situations,
cool.
Or whatever, right? And then and then you have Monique, and then Monique, right? And then and so then Country Wayne, his biggest thing was the Just Hilarious thing, I guess, if that was something. You know what I'm saying?
He talked about a few comedians. He mentioned some motherfuckers and shit, but
yeah, Faison Love and how Faison was hating. He was like, man, I don't, I seen that interview too. I'm just saying
Faison was talking about him.
Yeah, no, but he was just he had brought it up in the interview, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I don't think, like I said, Country Wayne don't have a lot of bad press, or I wouldn't say bad press, but just controversial press or whatever. And so he's had those two people on there, and then the reaction on Black YouTube and the responses and all the videos that came after, a lot of people were buzzing off of that. And it was off of what you're saying, Jax, exact. I think you're right, is the drama of it, and niggas love the drama.
Yeah,
but
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't disagree with that at all. I just think that it's more so the people. I don't know that he has Joe Rogan on his show or whatever that is going to spark the same type of controversies. I mean, it will come up with the nigger word and him saying it or whatever, those type of things. He'll ask him those tough questions and shit.
I mean, but and my thing is, it's all this fucking material or shit has been touched on so many times. It's like right now, you know what I'm saying? How many times can you go to a fucking interview and they say, Ray, How'd you get your hip hop name? Where'd you start? Who was your favorite artist? Who was your influence? How many times, or if you had an issue, like say for instance, your issues with the just family shit. How many times you want to go on a fucking interview and talk about that shit?
Right. I don't talk about it now, really.
I'm just saying. Or Jermaine, I got a question for you. So right now, if I go on an interview and I talk about Jermaine on 50 fucking interviews, like every interview, I got Jermaine's name in my mouth. I got a problem. This nigga, he this, he's that. You gonna say I'm acting like a hoe, right or wrong? Let's keep it real.
So let's keep it real. Oh man.
Absolutely.
So you don't think the Club Shay Shay is going to respond? Going to rebound and get back to where they were?
There's a lot of hoe shit that's going on. They're acting like hoes.
So do you think that Jackson and Matt Barnes, you think they're jealous of Shannon at this point? Because they did interview Shannon on their show.
See, that's the thing. So on touching on that, I think they're saying the same shit that I'm saying, but being that have the contrary opinion, we're haters, or you see what I'm saying? Now, if we was all for it, then our opinion, we would be what? You see what I'm saying? But anytime, it's kind of like a sportscaster. Anytime they say something good about an athlete, more power. But then as soon as they say you fucking played trash, now you're a hater. Why can't it be this is just my opinion? Why do they have to be jealous? Why can't they just think that you're on some chatty patty shit now?
Okay. All right. That's what because Shannon's response was that
y'all jealous and y'all hate.
Yeah, because he doing numbers. And he was saying that they protect their people. I'm kind of with Shannon on this one a little bit.
And they do.
I think they're contradicting themselves.
Steven Jackson and them, they be
doing the same shit though. Yeah, they had Charles Oakley on there. And they had Charles when Charles Oakley was on there talking about Isaiah Thomas, nigga. That's the same exact thing. And then nobody, and them niggas got the nerve.
They didn't stop it. My thing was that they didn't stop it, and they were saying that they would have stopped.
And Kiki. But see, it's okay when they do it, and the only thing. And all Shannon is doing is he'll ask one question and he'll let someone just talk. He ain't asking. If you really look at his interviews, man, he might ask 10 questions in 2 hours.
Right.
I agree with that.
People are just going off talking and saying what they want to say. He ain't making them say nothing crazy. They doing that on their own.
And I agree with you. So I'm not saying it's his fault. That's not what I said. I'm just saying what the show's become. I didn't say whose fault it was. Now, but what I'm saying is motherfuckers are going on there, so let's blame it on the guests. It's like you drop the Chronic and you want to keep trying to recreate the Chronic. No, nigga, make a different fucking album. How about that?
I like that.
I would say that it's two people that went on there. And the two people are polarizing because they're talking about A-list celebrities. They're talking about Oprah. They're talking about Kevin Hart. They're talking about, a Steve Harvey. So
how many?
That's why those.
You gotta go and tell the story.
No,
it's only been one.
It's two people. That, what you mean?
He said it's only one platform that they've went and discussed these people that they're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, because Cat Williams, Monique's been on platforms or even using her own platform.
She's been on the Breakfast Club and all kind of shit.
Yeah, no, she did the rounds, bro. She did the rounds. Yeah, she did all the rounds. I don't know who Ja Adams is, but he ain't.
Then she spent the block one more time, and she got her paid.
The block.
You know what I'm saying?
And now she on Cat Williams tour. On the Dark Matter tour. Good for her though. It's unfortunate that she got that situation with her kid. I would dread that. That's terrible.
If you got blackballed, Jax, you would feel the same way too.
Especially if people weren't listening to what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So she said this years ago, She
we
got
get
all
blackballed.
kinds. She got all kinds of flack for it, right?
Yep, she did.
She got blackballed. She got trash. I mean, Charlemagne went on her. I mean, like she's had people go in on her. Now you circle back around. Cat. The situation with the Cat Williams interview is Cat was controlling that conversation. Shannon had very little say. I mean, from out the gate, from the moment they even went live, Cat was running that entire interview. And Shannon said that. He was like, Cat came in hot. Like before we were even rolling the tape, he was
right.
on.
Yeah, but he said like 30 minutes before
So
the show started, he was on going on, and he said there was
now
a
you
lot of
got
stuff that
Monique,
didn't take.
yeah. Now you got Monique, who's had somebody who's been able to confirm that, like, wait a minute. Now maybe you guys are kind of listening to what I'm saying.
It validates
Because
what
this
she's
dude
been
has started to
saying.
say something, right?
Right. But
And
here's the thing, though,
is,
Claire.
it's their workplace issues.
And Cat's,
So
but
it is
Cat's
gossip
also
and
been
all
saying
that.
this too.
It's gossip and all that, but it's a workplace issue.
Niggas get
Because
blackballed
they're
every day,
all
B.
working together. So on some level, it's no different than us getting off work. I mean, there's been years, Jermaine, Don, right, where we were younger, we're getting off work, we're bitching and complaining about what happened in the workplace.
Yeah.
They're bitching and complaining about what's happening. It's just that their workplace looks so entirely different than ours.
I agree with you, Claire. Now, Ray, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long are you trying to hear that?
I mean,
it matters who you talking about.
Well, Ray been listening to me.
So right now, Ray, any of us, fucking me, Don, Claire, anybody. So if a motherfucker keep coming to you talking about nigga, the boss ain't fair, or the black man because the white.
Oh
the
yeah,
man
no, you already
neck.
know, bro. I have low patience for that type of shit.
Shut the fuck. Okay, cool.
No, it'd be like, what you gonna do about it? That's gonna be my question.
But their reality is different.
So she got blackballed, and she suffered behind that.
And so she's going to keep talking.
And now she's spinning the block.
We don't have to listen.
Like I said,
what did she say at the end of the interview? She said, just keep watching. She said, because I'm not going to be the last one.
She did say that.
But here's the one thing I will say for Monique is that she's saying some real shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like in pertaining to her struggle, you know, as an artist in this business and shit like that, or how these people that we covered in the black community, the Oprahs, the Tyler Perrys, and Lee Daniels, and all this type of shit, you know, and she's kind of pointing that shit out, though. And so I think that she's saying some real shit. Man, I don't know what this dude.
Okay, tell us something we don't know.
I don't think they know what they're doing either.
Who's that? Oh,
whoever's in the comments.
Well, whatever you're trying to do, welcome.
that in the industry that there's unfair practices, that shit like, okay, cool, like the white man ain't fair, he keeps his foot on the black, but we get all that kind of shit. Okay, cool. And what are we talking about at the end of the fucking day? Ain't that your idealism, Ray? So I mean, please tell me the difference. I'm trying
to we don't have to watch and we don't have to listen. Like,
no, I get that part
say,
too.
Oh, here they are. I don't want to hear this again. You know, we make that choice.
Yeah, but
just like you said, Jax, you just said, Ray, how many times you want to sit here and listen to us do it? So Ray gonna be like, yeah, hold on. Let me call you right back. I got something I gotta do real quick. I gotta take this call.
No, his line is I gotta take. No, his line is I gotta take this call. I'm gonna call you right back. Like he gotta know at some point that he dealing with an Aquarius when he do that shit to me and you. But it's like, nigga, 100%. We know when Ray, stop, because when
I talk to you motherfuckers on the phone longer than anybody.
That's not what we're saying. That's why you won't answer our calls unless
that's
you have time.
Unless I got the time. Exactly. I don't have the time to invest in the conversation. I'll be like, oh no, I gotta call them back. I have to call them back because I can't. I do listen. Up to full disclosure.
But can I ask you a question, Ray?
I do that to
Ray, let me ask you a question.
Don,
Claire, I absolutely agree with you.
And my dad.
But the thing is, I don't listen. Like I don't. I've seen clip for strictly for that reason. Just like the whole son Dutch, like I don't listen strictly because that's my point. That I'm tired. That's why I don't.
You're like, I don't want to hear this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Story's over.
Ray, you do know that when you say you got a call and you pretend like you click over, you hang up. That lets us know that you're just hanging up, nigga.
No,
I
didn't. Okay, so I did that. I told you that. I just told you that the other day. I talked to you, and I was answering the call because I was talking to Ivory. Right, and I was answering. It was I don't just get up say I got to take a call, nigga. Just and there's no call. I don't do that. I promise you. I just hang up the phone, nigga. I'm like that. I'll just be like, dude, nigga, there it is there. You know what I'm saying? My phone died. That's easier shit. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? My phone is dead. You know, if I really just was like, you know what? Boom, my phone died. You know what you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? You can know I'm lying. You can know I'm lying and everything. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I hung up the phone. I was done with the conversation.
You're hearing it first here on PDXDOPE Live Podcast.
Oh, I just told on myself. Okay. Gave up on my game. Oh my goodness. But I have to be able to talk. Like Terrence, like when I'm coming home from work, the best time to catch me on the phone is between 5 and 6.
Now he's telling.
That's the optimum time you're going to be able to contact me and talk to me, because that's my ride home. Then usually after that, I'm in the gym. So when I'm in the gym, I'm watching something on my phone or listening to music, and then I go to do not disturb so that when motherfuckers be calling, my shows don't stop when I'm listening while I'm working out. You know, so then when I'm on the way home from the gym, that's another premium spot to call me. So I have specific times that I have availability.
And this is why you are not my emergency contact. Well, you're one of them, but you're way down on the bottom of the list.
Listen, I'll call. I will. I mean, if it's listen, text messaging is the most effective way to get to me.
So if I get in a car accident, I'm in the hospital with a fucking tube in my throat, they gonna text you?
I'm not gonna know that if you call me. I mean, they're gonna call me from your phone.
They'll call from the hospital, nigga.
I'll answer that.
We all know the hospital prefixes.
Say again.
We know the hospital prefixes.
I mean,
A13 is Kaiser, 215, 216, 413.
Oh shit, you know them by heart.
Yeah. I know the hospital prefixes. Like, hold on. Yeah. This is one of the hospitals.
Yeah, the 216 and 215, that's Providence.
Absolutely, 100%.
When the police called
413 is Legacy.
The police called me one night, right?
They be calling from cell phone.
I did, and so they called me. It was from a block number one night, right? They called me. I'm here at the house, and they called me from a block number. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and so I don't answer. I don't want to answer no block numbers. So then they called back, and it's a number. I don't even recognize the number or nothing, but it had that prefix, you know, for the police. Just downtown and the county and all that.
That 91.
No, 8. It's the 8 something.
823.
Oh, 823.
The city of Portland.
Yeah. So I knew that. I said, okay. And it was after hours. You know, it's like 8 o'clock, almost. I think 9 o'clock maybe. And so then I answered the phone, and it's the police.
Mr. Nelson.
Right. They knew my name and everything. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Well, we got your brother, you know, he's whatever, you know what I'm saying? His clothes ripped up, whatever they're telling me. And he's like, and we're gonna drop him off to you. Is that okay? We drop him off there to you? And I was like, yeah, just drop him off. And so I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? Then like 20 minutes later, and a knock on the door. It's this nigga and the police. I'm just like, oh my God. But it was the craziest shit ever though. But yeah. I say all that to say that I will answer the phone after hours. If I'm
feeling like a parent that night.
Well, I don't know what it was because they called from a block number, then they called from a number, and then I seen the 823, and I was just like, that's like
they should have known people aren't answering block calls. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think that's why he called right back though.
Mm-hmm.
And when I answered, I was just like, it's police officer, dude. I was just like, man,
This is Officer so and so.
this is weird, man. You getting a taxi ride by the cops, bro? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? But I'll leave the rest of the story for backstage because it was something else. Let me tell you something. Anyway, so you guys seen that Portland news stations, they aired a racist image during the share a photo from your past that makes you smile segment.
No.
Oh, that happened.
But I've been offline all week.
Yeah, well, that was in Oregonian. They talked about it, and so it happened, and it hurt some feelings and stuff. So I thought
The only thing I know about is the shooting in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
no,
gonna
I
talk.
don't know nothing.
That was a gang fight, but so a nightly TV program accidentally aired a racist image Thursday during a live program that broadcast photographs submitted by the public on social media. The news station said in an apology Friday. The vile image appeared during the end of the Good Stuff's weekly Throwback Thursday segment, which invites viewers to share a photo from your past that makes you smile. We're going to leave you with a few more of your wonderful throwback photos, anchor Tim Gordon said just seconds before the station aired the disturbing black and white photo. The image appears to have been taken years ago and shows children at a fair or amusement park throwing balls towards a placard that displayed a racist slur and depictions of black people. A caption accompanying the image reads "Boy Scouts in the 1950s." Greg Resinis, whatever the fuck, KGW's news director, issued a statement Friday in response to an inquiry by the Oregon Live, offering the station's sincerest apology. Despite our rigorous policy of thoroughly screening all content for standards and accuracy before broadcast, we acknowledge our failure to uphold our own standards in this instance. Somebody getting fired. So, anyway, it says we understand the profound hurt and image inflicts upon our viewers and staff, particularly members of our Black community. The news station later published an apology on its website more than 12 hours after airing the racist image. How do you feel about that, Claire?
I think that I mean, like, yeah, you have to issue an apology, but I think it's weak.
So what would you suggest that they had done outside of issuing an apology, I guess?
I mean, they couldn't catch it and interrupt it in the moment.
Nah, so think about it like this. You got like a photo, you have photos, right, from people that send them in and they put it together in a slideshow type of thing, right? And they're playing it, and before they realize, or somebody who's watching say, hey, what the fuck are you guys putting this up here for? You know what I'm saying? Or who notices it or whatever, because it's, like they were saying, or like what they're saying here in the article, they didn't vet the information before they let it get out.
Okay, so maybe you, instead of having a written apology, you come on and you have like a verbal personal apology. Like, it's easy to hide behind words, right? And it's easy to write a PC apology. It's another thing to get on and to be on air, be live, and say, like, we messed up. And there's no amount of apologies that can reverse that. We failed, we erred, and we're going to own that, right? And I think for me, that's a different level of ownership than writing a PC apology and issuing it in a written form.
Yeah, Margaret Carter and some other people had responded and made some comments about the situation or whatever. Jesus Christ. But they were pretty upset about it or whatever. I wonder how they figured out that it was happening. Jax, what are your thoughts about this? Big deal, and that's what they're going to do. It is what it's going to be. or how you think they should have handled it.
You're muted, Jax.
You're muted, bro.
My bad. It was clearly mishandled. I don't think that's even in question. Whether or not it was mishandled, it's just the fact of the matter. And I hear what Claire's saying as far as verbalizing it can appear more contrite than writing it down. But I mean, essentially, but I say that on the other side of that, I mean, the verbal apology was essentially going to be something that was written down, and it wasn't even going to be that person's words anyway. So, I mean, you're going to have your PC person, you know what I'm saying, whoever's in charge of public relations, you know what I'm saying, draft some up. Boom, this is what you say, this is how you present yourself, this is what you say if these questions is asked type of, you know what I'm saying, deal. So, I mean, it's all contrived at the end of the day.
Don.
I was on mute.
Oh, okay. You over eating and shit.
Sure am.
Okay. So are you gonna answer the question or not, nigga?
I don't know. It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Whatever y'all say.
Oh, that's a great answer. How about Jermaine? You got
She
anything?
agrees with me.
He is muted and gone.
Oh yeah, he must be eating too. Okay, so I don't know. I didn't think I seen it. I just thought I'd bring it up. I read it the other day, and I was like, well, there's always going to be something to pop up. But I feel like this though, you got to be better with the shit y'all showing. I mean, I think somebody's seen it and let it go through. To be honest with you,
right?
That's what
How you not
like you just don't know, and who's getting fired for that?
Right,
man. Somebody's getting fired for it because
demoted something.
No, you have to get fucking fired and made an example of for letting something like that slip in 2024 with all this technology, ho. You're just putting this shit together. You're not paying attention to what you're doing, ho. You're taking these pictures and you just putting them together, just put it out there. Could have been a naked woman with her boobs out. Oh, we're sorry. I mean, what are we talking about here, bro? You got these fucking kids throwing shit at niggas on a thing, talking about hit the nigger or some shit. That's what it was.
I think that technology makes it easier for them to do that, right? Like you just said it, like however many years ago, there wasn't that technology, so you had to be cognizant and mindful of what you were putting out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was the human was the default.
Right. So I think that somebody did that on purpose, though. Whoever sent it in, I think they did it on purpose. But wouldn't it be something crazy if it was somebody who worked for them and just did it on purpose? Instead of fucking up.
They did.
I mean, I think
that's like fucking music and shit leaking.
Mm-hmm.
How many leaks is there going to be in the music
do that
industry?
on purpose.
You said what, Jermaine?
I said I think and a lot of times people do that on purpose. They want to push a narrative, and I mean, it can start from when we want to start with racist acts and things like that. Always when it gets closer and closer to people running for presidency and things like that, we're going to start to see they're going to start to publicize more racial things that might happen, and to try to sway one person one way or another. So I mean, I absolutely think like a lot of times that it'll look like an accident, but in reality it's not an accident. To push the narrative, it's February too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Black History Month.
People already feel some kind of way anyway about however they feel, and
right.
Okay, here you go.
So
we're gonna give you something else to think about.
Yeah, here you go. It's niggers getting that. Yeah, they got some cold shit. I'm gonna pull up some of the imagery too before the end of the show to kind of show some of the stuff that they used to put up. But so Oregon School District under fire for making race main criteria in disciplinary policy. You heard about that, Claire? Okay, so me neither. But anyway, an Oregon school district is being accused of discriminating against students based on their race through its new disciplinary policy. Portland Public Schools, PBS, introduced its student support, discipline, and safety policy in November. Under the policy, behavioral support plans must consider a student's trauma, race, and gender identity presentation, as well as whether social, emotional learning and restorative justice are appropriate for them. The policy further requires each Portland Public School to maintain a school climate team tasked with participating in ongoing trainings in implicit biases, anti-racism, and culturally responsive practices. Additionally, it mandates that a teacher not be transferred to another location. If doing so would decrease the building's percentage of minority teachers to less than the student minority percentage in the building, or decrease its percentage of transgender and non-binary staff to less than 30%. The complaint filed Thursday by advocate group Parents Defending Education, PDE, argues Portland Public Schools is only disciplining select students based on immutable characteristics through its approaches, including race. The group is asking the United States Department of Education to investigate whether the practices are in violation of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yes.
I heard that they're going to use race and gender as a means to like not allow the intention. The intention is to have this policy with race and gender involved to avoid discrimination or in terms of discipline, who gets disciplined, or to make sure that students aren't being unequally disciplined based on race and gender. That's okay. So whatever. But I'm thinking to back when I was a student, and Mr. Jackson wasn't given a fuck about what somebody's race was. If you was cutting up, if you was getting cutting up, if you was cutting up, he was snatching you by your coattail, and you was getting seen in that office, and you were being disciplined accordingly, and he didn't care who you were, how you identified. It was across the board. Discipline is discipline. And, no, I don't think people should be disciplined,
But what about the students' trauma or their race?
Well, I mean, I'm traumatized too, and ain't nobody giving me no pass. I'm traumatized by everything that's happening right now.
Jermaine,
so Claire, I'm a C student, so I know you were above average student. So I'm listening to this, and it almost sounds like what niggas need a handicap.
No, I don't think they do.
Social emotional learning.
And so that's
restorative justice.
I got this because this is what I've experienced. They sent restorative justice to come talk to me and Devin when them little boys kept fucking with him and he fight back.
From the climate team.
From the climate team, exactly. And I had to put them in their place as well as this year as well. And ever since I did what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? They know I'm not the one you're going to play that shit with. You're not going to label him as behavioral. You're not going to do all the shit that you're trying to do. So, you guys can look like you did your job. No, kiss my whole ass. It's some bullshit is what it is.
No, what they're saying is
that's what I...
Because Devin
your kid gets in trouble for something, right? No. He doesn't need to go to detention.
Oh no, they don't do that.
We're going to send him to restorative justice or to the social emotional learning.
Yeah, that's what they.
What does that even fucking mean?
No, so no, he don't know. Yeah, you're not.
It's grant money that's being passed along.
Yeah,
and they need bodies in them groups to be able to keep that funding going. That's how that
Right.
works.
It's exactly how that works. And they'll
Is
just
it
pass your
helping the
kid.
students?
No,
Nah, hell no.
no, it's not. I'm speaking from experience. No, it doesn't.
Well, that's my thing. Like, you know,
What was that? I missed it.
but is it helping the students?
I get it's anecdotal. I guess you would have to say.
But it don't really, because it actually just singles.
No. That's your experience. You said your experience. So what I said is anecdotal, meaning it may work for some people, and it may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the same for every fucking kid. So, I mean, that's just straight like that. I mean, nothing else is after that. I mean, so I have their policy pulled up, and it says restorative justice is a philosophy which allows educators and students to focus on repairing harm through engaging all education stakeholders. RJ shifts the focus to learning through meditation and common agreements, and from the individual to the community. It is the basis of a long-term response to disruptive behavior and is effective when combined with MTSS prior to any disruption and with an appropriate use of the Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook and Guide. Multi-tier system of support, so that's MTSS, is a framework that includes response to intervention, RTI, and positive behavioral intervention, and supports PBIS frameworks. MTSS is effective when used in conjunction with restorative justice and appropriate student discipline as defined in the Students' Right and Responsibilities SRR Handbook and Guide. Oh,
man, kids can't even read. Kids can't even read,
Right.
and we got all this extra shit going on in school to
Right.
support
So
all
can
this
we
other
just get
shit.
back
Like,
to the
God
basics?
Yeah.
Reading, writing, spelling, math,
if you get
art, PE, music.
Parents, take care of your motherfucking kids before they get to goddamn school. How about that? So you want to lead all these goddamn disciplinary motherfucking things in place to make sure that your kid ain't
getting
shooting up
kicked
the
out
school
the
or some
school.
shit. Like,
Right.
Well,
Did anybody else
they
get in
worried
trouble
about
with that?
disrupting the whole goddamn
Kids
class,
school?
and
they just want to keep the kids in school, and so this is a way that they don't have to suspend a lot of kids that are disruptive or whatever. If you're disruptive, then there has to be a reason for that. So we're going to explore this situation and try to put that kid into an environment.
yeah, there's a reason for that.
No, we
Can't
do
read and write
but
in most cases.
Right. So you've got that going on. What else is going on in the classroom or in other areas of the school, right? How are they socially engaging or not socially engaging? What's happening in the home? Are you looking at the student as a whole person and what's happening in their life? I know if
Is that
I
really the
came
school's
home from school in
responsibility?
trouble, well, it is if it's disrupting the class. So no, I don't think the school can take care of what's happening in the home. But if you're looking at what's happening in the classroom and socially in other parts of the school, yes, because this is happening on your territory on your time. When I was a student going to school, the teachers knew exactly what was going on in those classrooms. They knew what was happening on the playground. They knew what was going on in the lunchroom.
Right.
They were in my business. And they absolutely knew that if they called me in the office and they called my mama, it was on. So all I had to say is, Claire, do we need to call your mother? You absolutely do not need to call my mother. No, because this is not going to end well for me.
The fuck? No, what
Yeah,
do you
like,
see, nowadays,
Well, why would you do that?
But see, nowadays, Claire, the
What kind of
difference
question
is
is that?
that they call the mama, and now the mama's gonna come up there and defend the kid, knowing
I know,
that
and that's
their
been
kid
going
was
on
in the
for some
wrong in the
years.
first place.
Well, here's how that works. You can do that shit to a certain point, but when they in the courtroom and the judge is talking to your motherfucking ass, sit your motherfucking ass down.
This is true.
You didn't have your time to talk to your kid. Today ain't that day. Today I'm finna sit him down for some time.
It's all over.
Because this is my term. I say to all the little young motherfuckers that don't want to pay attention, I say, oh, you ain't got to listen to me because the world is going to take care of you. And that ain't necessarily a good thing.
It's not
You
a
know
good
what I'm saying? You know, because the world is this shit. Life is unforgiving. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it's like all this extra shit, man, and these safe spaces and fucking pillows and rainbow shit. That's some bullshit, man.
Because it ain't gonna be there when you get to the real world.
No, the real world gonna kick your mother. They're gonna kick the real world is gonna kick your motherfucking ass if you think for 1 minute that you finna get a pass.
Did your man accidentally go off?
Yeah, he'll pop back in. He got the link.
Yeah, it's crazy. No,
but I don't like it. I feel like kids need to be
so standby is what's going to be the impact to this, right? Like, I understand their intention, but what's the impact? And the thing is, while you're busy maybe overcorrecting my child, or you're over disciplining my child, or you have been, and now you're trying to save face and go backwards on that, what about the other children that my child's, you know, having these mishaps with, right? Sometimes kids are responding to what's happening in the classroom, what's happening on the playground, what's going on in the lunch line, what's happening in the cafeteria, right? Like, are you paying attention to what's going on? How these children are interacting?
I think what it's turned to is this big fucking daycare. You know what I'm saying? And it's not focused on education anymore. And I think that and I think that, you know, we need to quit fucking playing. Your kid is disruptive.
In middle school, Devism school, they be in the bathroom. Teachers and the people, the staff, they know, and they be in the bathrooms getting higher than a motherfucker. You can walk into school and smell weed.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I mean, that's these kids want to do. They're gonna do what they do. It ain't up to the school. Got too much shit to do. They're supposed to be tasked with learning, right, and teaching and shit like that, right? At this point, it's just like if you motherfuckers, your kids are disruptive,
you're out of here,
and you gotta go. We're not finna sit there and try to figure this shit out for you because you are a failed parent using the school system as a daycare. And that's not what my job is as a teacher, as an educator, right? So then you got these educators having to do all this extra motherfucking shit, and you know they jumping over hoops and all this weird shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but your kid is struggling learning because the teachers are so busy worried about these fucking disruptive kids and how they supposed to deal with them. What are your thoughts on that? That's a thought. Just a thought.
Real shit.
Y'all telling 1,000% the truth, but I will say there is a small percentage of parents that do come from the school that we talking about that's on the same shit that we own that aren't allowed to necessarily, you know what I'm saying, come up there and head on this because then it's, well, did you try these alternatives? Wait a minute. No. I mean, just
but now they're telling you how to parent?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, okay, perfect example. I had a coworker whose daughter was going to school who was being referred to as like a fucking horse or some shit like this. You know, you know what I'm saying? One daughter was being referred to as a horse and the other daughter was being called a boy's name.
They playing.
Or whatever. But
they
mind
playing.
You, they're literally referring to these kids as these things. You know what I'm saying? And then going to tell the parent 3-4 weeks down the line, well, actually here, your daughter's name is Joe or some old weird ass shit like that. Like, didn't consult me, and then you're going to tell me that maybe I need to hear what they're saying and understand where they're coming from, and maybe they want to be identified as Joe, and so maybe I should consider.
Well, Devin's the fucking Flash, nigga. I mean, what the fuck are we? Are you serious?
Absolutely,
man.
That nigga's name is Flash at school now. Okay, fuck. No, and Jacorian's Batman, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
absolutely.
What the fuck? That's a real thing?
Yes.
Yeah, they do that.
Dude, absolutely. I'm telling you, man, if I curse to have any more children.
No, because they had the thing up at
oh, you gonna be an old daddy.
I had the
I'd be what they call a geriatric
dad. Yeah.
They do that shit. And they don't
at Bush school, at Jacorian school.
They don't give a fuck how you feel about it.
At Jacorian school, they had a meeting with some of the kids, some of the little boys, they did boys at one time and girls at another time, and when they were talking to them about do they feel like they really want to be a boy and all this other stuff, and I was like, well, when you
this
have
happened,
that,
wait a minute, what did this happen?
yes.
Yes.
But I made
Okay,
sure
so did my little cousins go to that?
Are you fucking kidding? Do you know who your cousin is? Nigga,
I'm just
when y'all
saying,
do,
man, like, listen, man, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because-
Like, are they really doing this shit in the school?
No,
I just was
'cause,
more interested in what Jacorian was saying.
he told me, he was like, Nanny, they was having meetings about having boys being girls if they want to be girls. You know, he said I didn't go, and he said, and they said I wasn't my day to go, but somebody came back and told me about it. But when the next day came, I'm supposed to go, and I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. Bitch, hey, check this out. When y'all have y'all little rainbow flags and unicorns meeting and shit with the boys, my grandson can't be in there. So we just want to be. I don't give a fuck what you want to be. I don't care about inclusive or none of that.
So
shit.
did they give you like a package with the whole
No, I never got
plan
nothing.
for the school plan, like with all the little things and meetings and shit?
No.
Well, it's like a thing. It's part of the curriculum because because this is what's being implemented in the workplace, right?
Yeah,
like
this is
being
part of the curriculum now
in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so this is part of what we're preparing you for. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I do think that sometimes they go overboard and push a narrative. Like, I mean, especially without no consent. Like referring to my daughter as whatever or my son as whatever, like speaks to me about, you know what I'm saying? Like, let you don't tell me after the fact and then tell me, hey, this is what we've been doing.
I think
this is how,
think
you know
this,
so
bro.
you made a choice for me.
I think that shit shouldn't even be broached until you are in high school.
Yeah, they tried to remember. I told you, Devin and Irene's teacher, they help teacher. He said they can fire him. He's not teaching that.
Well, but kids in Jacorians in his age right now can identify as they them. As look at D Wade's kid. You know what I'm saying?
But that's because D Wade's a punk himself, though.
I'm just saying, like kids at young ages, like, you know what I'm saying, 5, 6, 7, like they can go to school and say, no, I'm a girl, or no, I'm an animal, or no,
Nigga,
I'm a fish, or no, I'm
even
a
when
whatever.
Brandon was here, he had his different lifestyle, but he never identified anything other than a man. And second of all, when it came to the kids, he did not promote that shit to them. He did not do none of that. He did not agree with that. He was not about that. He's like, no. He said, this shit ain't easy doing this life as it is being how I am. He said, but I damn sure not gonna introduce my nieces and nephews to that bullshit.
The thing is that I just feel like the school is doing too much when they because this is even a thing in schools. It's really weird to me. You know, like I said, when you turn 18, do what you do. And I think that's the best rule to go by. You know what I'm saying? You're going to struggle. Your kid ain't going to want to play with. You got your little boy. He don't want to play with Tonka trucks, nigga. He want dolls.
The world we live in, like, you know what I'm saying? It's about how the kid feels at early, like, you know what I'm saying? Except for when they do something wrong and then the parents held responsible still.
But see, this is where the shit starts here. This is where this shit come from, man. When this is where the Pandora's box got open. When parents decided to ask their children, what do you want for dinner? Fuck out of here. What you mean? You eat what I'm cooking, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or you not eating at all.
Oh, well, you better take that shit back to the Stone Age days, because like I said, like me and Don was telling you, nigga, right now, nigga, I think at the age of 10, I think it is, 10 or 11, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, they for all medical decisions, you don't got no say-so on none of that shit. Like, all that type of shit, yes. Get the fuck out. Absolutely.
Okay, like again, you eating what I'm cooking. So if I don't have to feed them.
You can't make no decisions for them, no?
That's fine. I work in the medical. I already understand that whole.
I'm just saying. Bro. So if we talk about medical, we talk about that goes as far as what they want to be identified as. That goes as far as
it's only okay. So listen, it's only about when it comes to sexual and mental. When it comes to medical. Now, as far as we do have the option to mark people how they want to be marked, of course. I mean, identified or whatever. Right. But as far as when it comes to you know, I mean, they not finna. I mean, yeah, I mean that's as deep as that goes. But as far as what you feeding the kid and all that type of shit, you gonna buy what you need, nigga. Then because I'm not gonna buy it. This is what we having tuna fish and turkey tonight. Tuna fish and turkey.
Tuna fish and turkey.
Dog,
You
Don
could
know
have
what
said
I'm
a
talking
lot of other things.
about. Don know what I'm talking about. I got that from her.
But I get what you're saying. You're saying as far as because they get too many choices. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, as far as that goes, like that's about as much as of their choices you're going to control is what you're going to feed.
No, you're right, bro. I ain't got nothing for that. I mean, it's just gonna be what it. I mean, but see, I'll be ready to drop my kid off at the fucking at the fire station.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Give them away.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
Wow, that's different.
No, I mean, if they gonna make me do some shit, I'm like,
Yeah.
then you take this motherfucker because it's not under my watch. They turn 18.
I'll make sure I let them know. Yeah, we're not participating in none of mine.
Nah, I mean, but you can't. I mean, like if the kid's gonna be how they are, right? You love your children, but as far as
they're gonna be that way because they chose to be that way, not because you pressed that shit on them. No, you got me fucked up.
But they have to be educated in it, though, Don. Like because you, like you said, you're choosing to pull him out of that. You know what I'm saying? But he still has to know how to address.
But when is it appropriate? Okay, you're right, Jess. But when is it appropriate, Clara? What do you think? When is that appropriate, though, for that conversation? Isn't that a conversation for the parents? Just like when it comes to.
Well, I mean, I can understand why but I can understand why they're trying to do that because they're allowing these little kids to identify as other shit. So instead of the kids that we are not allowing to identify with that shit, and then they see them and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So now you got all this extra bullying.
That's disturbing to me, man. It's disturbing to me. If you got a kid,
there's little boys that come to school in dresses.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. They get picked up by a mommy that's a dude and a daddy that's a girl.
Right, but that's what they're getting from home.
Yeah, and now
the school
wants to be inclusive, so therefore, regardless of what they're doing at home, they need to do it at the school too because they're pushing this shit on their own kids. So these kids come to school. Well, I'm a girl, even though you're a boy.
Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying, you can piss standing up.
How is that a thing? I can't believe
it's a thing, nigga. It's real. This shit is going down in kindergarten and all that, nigga. And they try that shit in Head Start too.
I know people that parents that say their child doesn't have a sex and they're like little small children. Like
my identified as a cat. Bitch, kill yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean,
and then we was all mad at Rachel Dennisall when she said that she was black.
Right. She can.
That's really have to be educated.
Like I told you,
that's real. That's realer than anything else because she may have some in her DNA, right? No matter how small the percentage, right? A white person, and then they feel like they want to identify as well. What's wrong with that? Ain't it the same kind of thing? Or am I reaching? Am I reaching?
I mean,
I need y'all to tell me to reach. Am I reaching?
It's a real thing. I mean, like especially like in like workplaces and things, or like when it comes to offering services, you can't tell a person what they identify as. Like,
so I have white in me, right?
And you can identify as a white man. If you want to go receive services, you can. I'm a white man. I can't tell you you're not white.
What the fuck, bro? Like seriously. Well, they Rachel Dennisall just got recently. I just read a story today. She got fired from her job because of her past indiscretions with lying and saying she was black.
No, she had her OnlyFans content.
Oh, is that why it was?
Yeah,
I thought it was because all right. So well, she's doing too much. But what I'm saying is prior to that, she lost her position at the NAACP, right?
Yeah, because of that. Because I mean, but they saying that she was perpetrating a fraud, and I mean, they're a separately governed entity. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. No, I got you. But what I'm saying is if any female can identify as a man and man identifies as a woman, right? That's an option for you. Then I think it's even more viable for somebody who says that they're a different race.
Well, like I said,
because they don't appear because she doesn't appear as a black person, right? She doesn't appear as a black person. She appears as a white woman, right? I mean, when you look at her, but I mean, but we come in all different colors, right?
Shit, I done seen a gang of
But
pictures where she looked mixed, where she got some
she
black
I
records.
know
That's why
I've
she
seen
passed.
right. And so my thing is though, but I guarantee you, if you go into her DNA and you do if they did a DNA test thing of, you know, that whole ancestry thing or whatever, she has a percentage of that in her, probably, maybe, I don't know, but I'm going to say more likely than not. And so if she chooses to identify as that, what's the problem?
I mean, like I said, depending on, I mean, being that they're separately governed, they govern their own shit. So you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
just, I mean, because
saying,
there's people like, out here that are like that though, bro. That
and that's what I'm saying. Like
that.
it's depending on what they're doing, they can identify as said race.
Because I seen this white girl. She look like a white girl, but her daddy is black, mama is white, daddy light skin, you know, or whatever. But she has like her percentages, you know, whatever it was. But she can go with it. But she was like, I am black. She was trying to tell, you know, did a TikTok or some shit. And she was talking about, you know, I'm black. Whoop, whoop. And she like showed a picture of her dad and her mom and shit like that. And dad looked like a light-skinned black dude.
Like a lot of places, you're not even able to question that. Like, for instance, like at my job or something, if a person comes in, I work at the BIPOC community. If a person comes in, you know what I'm saying, and tells me, well, yeah, I'm BIPOC, and they got blonde hair and blue eyes, like, I can't tell them they're not. You know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, that's like even like with banking, like I was telling y'all before, like if you have all Claire's information, you know what I'm saying? You can call the bank and sound just like Ray and say you're Claire. And I don't give a fuck if she was born in 1920. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? You're Claire.
Right. It don't matter. If I got the right information, I'm in.
What the ass hair?
Man, listen. Yeah, no, but I just trip off. I just kind of think about that because I remember that was a big thing on the internet when she was out there and she got blasted, exposed, and then I really thought about it with everything else that's going on with you know, pronouns and identification and all that kind of thing, and I was just like, well, wait a minute, why not her? You know what I'm saying? Why can't she?
Because that was a couple of years ago. It
was in the midst of all of this, right?
No,
it wasn't like.
Which one are you talking about?
The white girl tried to say she was black.
The NAACP chick, right?
Yeah, she black, man. She's black.
Okay, yeah. The white chick.
But so she was probably like what, 2017, 18, 19, somewhere in there when that happened?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Right. But think of how quickly things have changed to where they are today. I mean, I'm not saying that.
It was how old?
It wasn't happening. I'm just saying that there's been a rapid progression.
Absolutely. To where, like she's saying, like there's trainings at your job. I'm pretty sure you had a all-inclusive.
Yeah, I did. So like, yeah,
like that's
where we at. You know, natives call it pretending.
It's called. So we call it.
Have you heard that term?
So sexual orientation and gender identification training is what they call it. SOGI. Yeah, I did that.
When you try to claim Native heritage and you are not able to prove that you belong to a tribe or that you carry the ancestry of any tribal Native community, whatever that might be, they call you a pretendian. This is something that I just learned like 2 weeks ago. It's a whole thing.
Right.
Like,
it has to be if they got a term.
I was like, that's pretty catchy. And like the tribes will say, you know, like, nope, you are not. This person is not a part of our tribe. They do not have our ancestry. They are not documented. They carry none of the heritage. Like they
don't got no DNA.
They have no DNA. They are not one of us. And one by one, they'll be like, nope. And then you get labeled a pretendian.
Damn.
Pretend
Indian.
Yeah, pretendian.
That's crazy. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. Pretendian.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some
Hey,
native
Geneva.
Vanessa. I didn't see it. Oh,
She
well,
just
I got
popped in.
Oh, she just popped in. Oh, okay. In the building. Yeah, we are in
Well,
here.
the first Americans ain't playing that. That's what I know.
The first Americans, shit, we was already here living and doing our thing.
But see, also like some of it isn't even about gender, or for sex. Well, not the gender. It's not about sexual orientation. When it comes to that's where the them, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, well, it's not because of my sexual orientation. It's because of spirituality, or however they want to, you know what I'm saying? I believe
So it ain't always. So what you're saying is that the whole pronouns thing is not necessarily about gender identification.
correct.
I got you. I never really thought about it like that, but it makes sense. But I mean, if it's under that guise, then yeah, I'm fine, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it still makes things more confusing, though. It's like, where's the disrespect? You know, I'm supposed to know that you're a Zim, or they got that. This is Z. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Just so
Oh my gosh, it's so fucking stupid. It's like that little handsome boy that didn't like me at work. Bitch, it ain't my fault because you want to be something you're not.
A handsome boy. I ain't about to play with you, man.
What? She did look a handsome boy.
You look like a handsome boy.
Yes, she did. I thought I looked like a handsome boy, but that bitch really looked like a handsome boy. I didn't cut all my hair up, but she did it because she was trying to look like a dude. Bitch, I just don't care.
But it's when they say it's gender pronouns, though. That's the part that's kind of got me.
Man, they do that. Man, please listen. They be like, "Oh, you gotta be careful." I'll be going to talking to patients. "Oh, how you doing, ma'am and sir?" Whatever. Hey, listen. They had one that was in
some people believe there is no gender. We're all just human beings.
I don't agree. Like everybody, there's a reason why we're like this. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, like, damn.
Okay, so people who are limited by languages which do not include gender neutral pronouns have attempted to create them. Oh my god.
Oh my. Yeah.
So she, he, Z, C, E, V, V, E, him, Zim, C,
I didn't know.
M, Ver, Ter, M. Her, his, zer, her, viz, Tim, hers, his, ziz, hers, vers, ters,
Turds?
No, ters. Ters. Himself, herself. Hold on. Herself, himself.
You sound slow trying to read that dumb shit.
Z self, herself, verself, terself, himself.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't know. That's what it says here. Hold on, I'm gonna present my screen real quick so y'all can see it for yourself. Oops. All right, let's see. Oh, there you go.
I don't even need to see that because I'm not doing anything.
So the history of gender inclusive pronouns. So in 1789, William H. Marshall records the existence of a dialect English epic, her obscene pronoun singular ou will express either he will, she will, or it will. So ou will.
Is it
how would you pronounce it? U will. U will expresses either. So I'm with that. U will expresses either he will, she will, or it will. Marshall traces U to Middle English obscene A, used by the 14th century English writer John of Trevisa. In both the OED and Wright's English dialect dictionary confirmed the use of a for he, she, it, they, and even I. All right, so the dialect have seen pronoun is a reduced form of the Old and Middle English masculine and feminine pronouns he and heo. By the 12th and 13th centuries, the masculine and feminine pronouns had developed to a point where, according to the OED, they were almost or wholly indigestible in pronunciation. The modern feminine pronoun she, which first appears in the mid 12th century, seems to have been drafted as least partly to reduce the increasing ambiguity of the pronoun system. Oh, I think this is a little bit too much.
So in the big scheme of things, pronouns like that haven't even been around for that long in terms of human existence.
Right. Fe, ye, he, her, she, they, we, egg. Oh my God, z. Him, her, them, ver, him. How you say that?
Zem.
Zem.
That's
her.
what I think it is.
Z,
zem,
is
sears,
her. But it doesn't
zem,
give you like a definition of who's supposed to use them, though. Like, how do you use them per what your situation is? I guess I'm trying to say.
Well, whoever uses them, they know.
Yeah, I know, but I need to know. So I'm just, that's what I'm saying. Like, what we got here? Like, issues of equality and acceptance of transgender and non-binary people, along with challenges to their rights, have become a major topic in the headlines. These issues can involve words and ideas and identities that are new to some. That's why we put together a glossary of terms relating to gender identity. Our goal is to help people communicate accurately and respectfully with one another. All right, so here we go. Okay. Okay, so these are the words. Okay, so you have gender, gender identity, gender expression, cisgender, transgender, non-binary, agender, gender expansive, gender transition, gender dysphoria, sexual orientation, intersex. Okay. Wow. Pronoun. Okay, so let's go back up here to these words. So I didn't like that sound effect. So sex.
She's ready to move on. She's ready to move on and let you do.
I'll check the fuck out, man. Y'all do you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping.
Yeah. It's too confusing right now. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't feel.
I've tapped out. Like, I'm good.
you don't got nothing else to say about it?
I don't care.
All right.
That my kids ain't doing that. Period. Point blank.
All right. Care. Well, there it is. There though. So we don't need to understand those. Him, her. He
don't
is.
You say nothing else. You shut your mouth. Say anything else about that shit. Damn
all
it.
Right. Well, we'll move on.
Thanks.
I'm supportive of all human beings because
Oh, you're so sweet. That's just.
Hey, so you guys heard about that woman? So Crime Stoppers is seeking.
Is there some money for us to get? Somebody messed up?
Elusive murder suspect. So she's just a woman who killed her husband over in the Lynch neighborhood a while back.
Hey, by my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, out there where you live.
Yeah. Hold on, I need to see the picture. How do I know I ain't seen somebody?
They might be your neighbors, girl. Shit.
Hey, hold on. I know what they look like too. Let's pull it up.
There she is. Boom.
Ray gonna be like, I showed you the picture, Claire.
I
can't get a slice of that pie.
There she go.
She just looked like a regular average person. I ain't seen her, but she do look kind of a little, something.
I mean, she about that life. She says if anyone has information that could lead to the location and apprehension of Goldie, they request
2,500,
yeah,
and then
2,500.
they probably gonna tax that. Do they tax that?
I don't know. I've never told on anybody for that, so I don't know. Crime Stoppers of Oregon offers cash reward for up to $2,500 for information reported to Crime Stoppers of Oregon that leads to the arrest in any unsolved felony crime, but tipsters must remain anonymous. Secure anonymous tips can be left at www.crimestoppersoforegon.com.
Do we know
No
why
word.
she killed him,
No.
or what they believe the reason was why she killed him? She killed her husband.
I don't know, but this is about the Prohibition Act. I got the story. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Hold on, let me stop.
January. This was just in January too. I thought.
Yeah, this happened, and she killed the dude, and then they had found him over in the house or whatever, and then they couldn't find her, but then they was like looking for her.
I think I do remember seeing something about a man being found dead.
Let's see. There should be another story on her because I had it on my list actually for last week or the week before a show, and they still ain't caught her. So that's interesting.
Man, you ain't got to kill somebody. Just exit stage left out of the relationship.
Yeah, well, something.
I do remember hearing about that.
It got to be more to that story. I have to say.
I remember hearing something about that, but she just disappeared. She
She
was a ethnic woman. I don't remember what she was, but I want to say she was Hispanic.
What they say? What did he do?
Mm.
I said, what did he do to make her have to do that? She gonna get 10 years. That's all.
That's still a little chunk of time.
She might not even get that.
Man, we don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
she
He
gonna
might
go
have been whooping her ass or some shit.
He might
be
mental health.
Oh, mental health get people off a lot of shit these days.
Mm-hmm. That's all enough to do.
You still looking for the story?
I was looking for the other story that went with it because it didn't give us nothing other than the
husband and
So a Portland man who shot and killed his neighbor's pit bull got federal prison time. Hey, yeah. So this dude right here, 54-year-old Portland man who shot and killed his neighbor's dog, was sentenced Thursday to 4 years in federal prison for being a felon in possession with a gun. Freddie Cleveland Ross Jr. pulled out a .45 caliber pistol and shot the pit bull in the head after the pit bull and his dog began barking at each other, according to police and prosecutors. U.S. District Attorney Judge Marco.
Wait a minute. He killed the dog because his dog and that dog was barking at each other?
That's what it says. And it says
and
U.S.
he got
District 4 years. He got 4 years.
Yeah, he got time for having. He was in possession of that weapon. That's what this time was for.
Yeah. So U.S. District Judge Marco H. Hernandez told Ross that he pictured a 20-something. What? That he pictured a 20-something engaging in such behavior. Not someone in his 50s. Oh, he said he pictures a 20-year-old or something engaging in such behavior, not someone in his 50s. Ross said he agreed with the judge. I just want to apologize for being here. He said during the sentencing, the shooting occurred on January 28, 2023 in the 5300 block of North Interstate Avenue. According to a probable cause affidavit, Ross had gone to his neighbor's apartment with his pit bull. The neighbor also had a pit bull. When the two dogs began barking at each other, Ross pulled a semi-automatic pistol and shot the neighbor's dog in the head, killing it. He left with his dog. The affidavit said the judge mentioned that Ross went to the neighbor's apartment after the neighbor was asking for help. but neither prosecutors nor Ross' lawyer elaborated on that. And court records didn't reference why Ross went to the apartment or name the neighbor. The neighbor didn't attend the sentencing. Portland police recovered a single 45 caliber casing at the scene. Officers raided Ross' apartment on March 10th and seized a loaded 45 caliber pistol found in his bedroom inside a fanny pack and a laundry hamper, according to court documents. Ballistic analysis showed that the spent casing recovered from the shooting scene had been fired from the pistol recovered from Ross's bedroom, according to the prosecutor. Ross, who was on post-prison supervision at the time, pleaded guilty in October in federal court to being a felon in possession of the firearm. Ross is a registered sex offender who has convictions for first-degree sexual abuse and sodomy in Washington County in 2006, and first-degree sexual abuse and sexual penetration in Multnomah County in 2006. He also has convictions for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Hold on. In 1997, and the second-degree assault with a gun in 1989 in Multnomah County, according to court records. Federal prosecutor, I know he got a whole bunch of shit. So, federal prosecutors Leah Bolstad argued for a sentence of 4 years and 9 months, which she said accounted for a reduction in time due to Ross' quick acceptance of responsibility.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, this is a serious offense for somebody who has prior very serious offenses or offense involving a firearm, Bolstad said. Ross' lawyer, assistant federal public defender Peyton Lee, argued for a 3-year prison term, saying Ross lost his mother at age 17, suffered significant childhood physical abuse, was a victim of sexual abuse, witnessed domestic violence against his mother before her death, and endured gang violence in his neighborhood. You're 54. You're not 20, brother.
Right.
What the fuck? He shot the dog in the head. What?
Wow.
Hit him in the head with a headshot. That's cold. Did the dog like that, man? Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the PDXDOPE podcast. This is the end of our broadcast. Thank you all for joining us. Hope to see you guys next week. If we on next week, I don't know. I think I'm going to be out of town, but that's another story. Anyway, you guys enjoy your life, and we out of here.
I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. Got something to dance to for players and squares. Drugs and booze we share. The smell of weed, smoke, and sex in the air. Come and play with me if you dare. It's hotter than Hell's Kitchen, women everywhere. We living it up until the clock stop. Rockin' hip hop, we go hard to the last shot. Or my body drop, playing it in the box. Alright, let me get something clear on top. Get busy, we're not